Hi, everyone. This is Kate Byers with Corporate Women Unleashed. Thrilled to be with you talking about burnout today. I think a lot of us are feeling that right now. And I wanted to give you some simple tips that will really help you think about this differently. A lot of times when we think about burnout, we're thinking, I have so much on my plate. I'm so exhausted. How am I going to get it all done? The pressure and the demands on you from your career, from your family commitments, your community, certainly now in this environment where we have a lot less ability to move about and do the things we're used to, it really can create this perfect storm of burnout. And if you think about how we grow up and how we build a career, in the beginning, it's pretty simple, right? It's just you graduating college for the most part, or grad school, and moving into career mode, and you have very little responsibility other than yourself. Obviously, as your career moves on and you move up, into more increasing levels of responsibility, there's a lot more pressure on you to perform. You may now have a team, and now you're responsible for a team. And of course, everyone thinks the team is lovely. Oh, we just delegate, right? And then you just go have a pastrami sandwich. It doesn't work that way. When you have a team, you're responsible for their well-being and their success. And that takes a lot more emotional and mental energy from you than it does just coming in and doing your job, right? And you're trying to find space for your team, and you're trying to find space to do your job. And then we continue to acquire other things in our life, whether it's, a house. Now we have a mortgage to pay for, and now we have, a family, we have children, we have aging parents. We want to be more involved in our community. Life changes and evolves, and you want more than you did when you were, 26, 27, 28. And that's going to put a lot more pressure on your time, as well as your mental and emotional capacity. So one of the things to do for burnout, and it's a very simple thing to do. And the reason people get themselves into these situations of burnout, it certainly was for me, is we don't pay enough attention to how we really take care of our autonomy, our need to be autonomous as people. And this is why human behavior and science, the science of well-being, is so, so, so important to understand how to really live the good life. As most of us know by now, you may have a perfect life on paper. You've got a great job, money in your bank account, fabulous, let's just say, family life, great house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's just say all the boxes are checked, and you're feeling like, why am I burning out? I should be the happiest person in the world. And instead, I'm sitting here feeling unfulfilled, exhausted, and like there's no end in sight. A big reason is because we don't understand the science of human behavior and well-being. And one of the things we need for well-being is autonomy. Now, autonomy is not what we like to think about it in the first world. In our first world culture, we like to think of autonomy as, I want what I want when I want it. I just want to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Well, guess what? That's never going to happen. And it never has for anyone. I don't care if you're a caveman from a million years ago or right now. We don't just get to live our life that way, but we see that in our culture. And what our culture tells us is when we're hyper rich, you just get to go do whatever you want. And that's just a fallacy, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have, how little money you have. Everyone has stress, challenges, and demands on their time. You could argue people who are hyper rich have even more demands on their time. And in order to stay in that place, there's a lot that they have to do. So we don't want to make excuses or say, oh, it's easier for the boss because the boss can delegate. Nope, it's no easier for the boss. Oh, well, it's easier for my direct reports because they're not the boss. Like, we have to stop with all the coping mechanisms and just really look at what creates well-being and this feeling of flourishing. Because that's what we're missing, right? We're missing this feeling of like, I'm flourishing. I am just at peace. I'm comfortable. I'm doing things in my life that bring me joy, that I'm passionate about. And I get to do it in a way that it just flows. It doesn't feel hard. Would you agree? Okay. So what you want to really look at is autonomy. And what we're faced with is not understanding how we're wired as humans. Means we're taking a lot of shots in the dark every single day. And one of the things that became very clear to me as I was on this journey, and my husband who was alongside me, in figuring out, why does our life look great on paper, but we're not really fulfilled? we're seeing all these cracks in our life that are not attractive, and there's got to be another way. And after trying all these things external to us, if you know our backstory, we tried leaving our jobs, we tried moving to a island, we tried selling our home, living a simpler life, all these different things. We started going, well, maybe it's us, maybe our definition of what a good life is wrong. And it kind of was. Not that having a high charging job and wealth is wrong, because that's what we had. We actually discovered that that's a wonderful piece for us, not for everyone, but that's a piece we wanted to maintain. We wanted to have really challenging careers, and we knew we were capable of having careers that gave us wealth. So that was great. We're like, how do we do that and enjoy it? And that was the piece that we had to really dial in differently. And what it is, a lot of times, guys, burnout comes from just not having autonomy. We think we have autonomy because we chose our partners, and we chose our houses, and we chose our jobs, and we chose to get promoted, and we chose to have, whatever. Yes, those are autonomous choices. Those are choices that you had a voice in. Nobody's forcing you to have the lifestyle that you have. But what's missing within that lifestyle is autonomy. We all have to have headspace. We all have to have a break. We all have to have time alone, away from other people, or with people that we want to be with. And so learning how to really create autonomy that fulfills you throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, in times of insanity, in times of great stress. When you learn to do this, it is like this magic lever, absolute magic lever. And I don't care, like this is a week, I'll be really honest, which is why I'm coming to you with not much makeup on today, that I am hyper busy. I am slammed. I have a massive presentation that's due in 2 days. We are hiring, and we have new people coming on board our team. So, that creates additional activity and load, of course. And there's just a lot going on, right? And so these are the types of things that can really drive us into burnout. And we think, oh, well, let me just get past this week, and let me just get past this month. And we don't want to do that. What we want to do is make sure that we are building in autonomy throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, throughout our life. So our life is not all just work, drive, and then let's get to this magical place where it's all going to dial in. And that doesn't happen. When you are in control of that autonomy, and you understand what that looks like for you, how to make it happen for you, because I can tell you what it looks like for me, but it might look different for you. But when you understand, and you can start paying attention to how you're feeling, do I feel like I need some autonomy? Is that what I'm missing right now? Guess what happens? You start eating better. You start making decisions from a place of calm and clarity. You start feeling just relaxed and in charge and empowered, and you just feel great. And it doesn't matter if you're working 70 hours a week or 7 hours a week. In fact, we have a lot of clients we work with who come to us and say, that's it. I got to get off crazy train. I just got to step back. I got to dial it down. I'm going to work far less hours. Let me just take a job that's like easy peasy. Can't do this anymore. And when they start understanding what we teach, the science of human behavior, and how they can actually use this knowledge to feel really fulfilled and charged, guess what? They're not working as hard. They're getting a better result. And you're enjoying your life more, but you're doing it from a place of fulfillment, not a place of depletion and burnout. Oh, I got to get to this place. And then, of course, nobody figures it out. And so we all give up. We give up these huge careers. We give up, really having an impact at a great level because we're just burned out. So I invite you to consider autonomy as a real key lever and such a simple thing to test out and really see, like, when you know that autonomy is a big piece of the equation, you can start using it and start weaving that into your daily routine so that you're changing the habits that you have into new habits that serve you at a higher level. Boom. There you go. Burnout goes away and you start to feel in control. So I hope that's been helpful. It's been fabulous coming to chat with you today. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you're healthy and well. If you or someone you know is headed to burnout, if you're feeling like you need to pull the plug on your career, step back, or not step up into higher levels of impact and contribution, I encourage you to watch some of our free training. We'll put a link here in the comments and just find out more about what is really in your power to do that. I'd also encourage you or ask you to share this with someone else. I know there's probably someone else out there, another professional woman who could use this tip right now. Please share it on in your network. That means a lot. Women helping women, and you can have a real impact and change someone else's day, week, or even life. So again, I'm Kate Byers, Corporate Women Unleashed. It's been great speaking to you guys